We are set for the Sunday press conference at the NTI Townsville 500. Our top three drivers are joined by their team representatives, Triple Eight team owner Jamie Whincup, and from Walkinshaw Andretti United, CEO and team principal Bruce Stewart. So let's dive in. Questions from the journos.
Hi guys, Andrew Van Leeuwen from Speed Cafe here. Broc, 70 laps of expert race car driving to win a supercars race. But I really got to start with the cool-down lap. What went wrong there when you when you kind of threw it off the road?
Yeah, no, I was having a lot of fun actually. I was trying to not do a Dave and back it into the fence, but I had a good half a lap, and I got to the last corner. I sort of felt like I hadn't done it. There was a lot of fans down there, so I tried to do a skid, and I'm like, oops, I'm going around here. So I just committed and drove it through the grass. There was a few long bit of grass out there, so I thought I'd just trim it down on my way home.
Jamie, I know he's sort of a homegrown Triple A driver and you're sort of protege, but maybe the binning at doing a burnout was a lesson you didn't need to teach him?
Yeah, well, it's the cars are expensive. You might have found out how much it was. I didn't know about this. I haven't seen it. We were running down to the
grass.
Was it grass?
Some grass.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I didn't know about this. So
it looks a fair bit like Simmons Plains a number of years ago.
Yeah, nothing like that. Didn't you get stuck?
Yeah, well,
I don't mean to dig you in, but mine wasn't that bad.
Only the best bin it. Only the best bin it after the race. Yeah, Dave had a good one here, and yeah, I had the commentators in me egging me on though, so that was my excuse. Yeah. And we ran out of lock.
Fair enough. Will spoke on the broadcast after the race about, when he asked if he could try and undercut in the last stint there. Was that a conversation that took place in the garage at all, or was the response to him that he wasn't able to do that sort of an immediate decision, I guess?
Oh, it's classic. Both drivers wanting to win the race. So yeah, Broc wanted to win. Will's going, well, I want to win this thing. How can we undercut, or what can we do to beat 88? But at the same time, you don't want both screwing each other over, racing too hard to then get done by Mozzie or Cam. So the drivers are entitled to ask what they want, and we've got a fantastic engineering group that handled it back at base.
Broc Will also said, it's good that there's this final system this year because he's obviously behind in the points. Are you kind of sitting there going, geez, I wouldn't mind that 2024 point system back, given the fact you have had this remarkable run of form?
Yeah, no, it's obviously awesome, the points lead that we've got at the moment. But the cool thing is we're able to extend that lead by winning races, and you're going to have to win races later in this championship. And, also a bad day on Friday, we're able to turn it around and get another 2 wins. So, yeah, obviously, points lead is very nice at the moment, but I also just want to continue trying to win, and I look forward to the playoffs where we, hopefully can lock ourselves away at the next round with the Sprint Cup, and then, focus on the back end of the year. So, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I'm quite excited for the final series. It's going to be pretty full on, a lot of pressure, and, we've sort of been able to deal with that so far. So, looking forward to it.
And Will, like a step up in terms of qualifying performance today, but as you said, after the race, it's still not where you want it to be. Any clues as to what is actually going on there?
Not sure. I haven't been comfortable. Probably, Perth we weren't very good there, and then Darwin we had an even worse run, to be honest. But somehow we seem to do it in the race. I just feel don't have it in qualifying, and then in the race we got really good pace. And I feel like we made a step forward from Friday. Friday was really struggle street for both of us. Not only my car but also Broc's, and then made a big step forward yesterday. And to be honest, today it was on me. I made a mistake. We rolled at the start of Q1.2 or however you say it these days, and I locked up and I had to shoot another set of greens, which meant I didn't have greens in the shootout today. So really, that's on me. It meant I didn't qualify up the front. Qualified in 7th, and then had to drive through. So used up pretty much all my tyres to get to Broc and had nothing at the end there.
Chaz, sort of same topic, I guess. Is this weekend a case of, well, the last couple of days at least, a case of what if you'd been able to start a bit sort of closer towards the front?
I don't really think like that. For me, I'm really proud of our team and what we were able to do. A bit like the boys next to us. I think both our teams didn't roll out very good on Friday, and especially throw the Friday race in the mix. All 3 of us were kind of to nowhere in there. So I'm really proud of how we were able to get that car to do what it did in yesterday's race from where we started. And then today, we, a bit like like Will kind of said, we qualified heaps better than where we were, but probably still just missed the mark a bit, especially in the top 10. Just didn't quite feel like we had the grip. So I'm proud of our efforts this weekend. The same with Woody. Woody got some really solid results, and now he's in the top 10 of the championship, which has been a big goal of his. And it's just a good time to find a bit of form and a bit of confidence in the car, and no doubt we can keep trying to push forward. So plenty to play for. I'm really excited about having a strong run here because this track is probably very particular to the last 3 tracks we go to in finals. So yeah, it's a good time to find a bit of pace, especially around here.
There was a chassis change for this weekend. Your form was a bit up and down over the last few rounds, and obviously Ryan did a great job over those few rounds. Did you feel happy with the decision to move into a different chassis? Was there any difference from where you were sitting in terms of going back to that car at all?
Yeah, like you said, Ryan's been on fine form. He's been out qualifying me most of the last couple of rounds. I've definitely felt like we've had a little bit of deficiency in the last car, which we're still struggling to get a little bit of a head around. But we made a lot of little other changes in the off season, which coming this weekend, going back to the old car, was pretty much how we would run a car last year. So saying that, the 2 cars this weekend really lined up a lot with the data, and both drivers had the same comments of what we were trying to chase and try and find. So, which we've probably been a little bit different in the last couple of rounds, trying to chase a few different weaknesses. So it was just nice to be able to, with what Woody's feeling in his car and what I felt in the car this weekend, that it was pretty similar. So that just makes it back to fighting as a 2-car team and trying to work on the same problems.
How impressed have you been with Ryan recently? Obviously, it's been a while since you've kind of had that sort of competition coming from the same garage. Do you sort of sit back and go, geez, this kid is actually pretty bloody good?
I think we can all see that. We all see how much he's able to extract the speed of the car. And on that side of things, the last year or so, he just keeps you so honest. You know, if you give him the car, he can go and beat you. And it's humbling when you're a bit of an older bloke because, you know, most of the time you're always trying to catch these guys next to us and refine the car and tune it. But when you're a little bit older, you kind of forget sometimes to make sure you're tuning your driving up. So when you've got a young, red-hot bull that comes in and he's just sending it wall to wall and he finds a bit more time in this corner, a bit more time in that corner, you got to really tune yourself up. So, yeah, it's refreshing. It keeps you on your toes, and I'm up for the challenge. I really enjoy it.
Bruce, the other Ryan W in your team, Ryan Walkinshaw, was on TV today saying end of August is the plan to have a Toyota on track. Now, you're the guy who's running the show day to day. You're looking at the Gantt chart, a lovely term you taught us in Tasmania. Is that a realistic target? Would you agree that's the target that everyone's working towards?
I didn't know he'd said that. Thanks, Ryan. I think, yes, certainly we need to release and get this car out there at some stage soon. I won't be pinpointed down to a specific time, but it's not far away. And yes, we are working to a Gantt chart, and yes, it's on target and on plan. But it's a challenging exercise as well. It's exciting, but we've got to do it right. So in that respect, when we've got more news, we'll let you know, AVL.
Zach Dowdle, supercars.com. Question for all 3 of the drivers. Obviously, a trio of Queenslanders on the podium this afternoon. You wrap up State of Origin earlier in the week. I imagine it's a pretty good week to be a Queenslander.
I'm always very proud to be a Queenslander, especially after Wednesday night. Had the jersey on all day. Yeah, it was pretty bloody awesome. So, yeah, I suppose didn't really think that we're all Queenslanders, but always very proud when Origin comes around to represent the Maroon.
Jamie, obviously Townsville last year wasn't the best weekend for 888, and Friday didn't start off amazingly, but to sit here on Sunday afternoon with your drivers 1-2, you must be so proud of the bounce back for your team.
For sure. We're obviously a little bit nervous Friday night. What did we qualify? 14th and 20th, which was well below our standard. So the way the drivers worked with the engineers and turned that around to have a competitive weekend, yeah, I never thought Friday afternoon that we'd be 1-2 on the podium come Sunday. So very, very, very good effort. And as Chaz says, it's good to perform at these types of tracks because the back half of the year are very much very much similar. So no, we'll keep the momentum, keep building on it, and I'm personally looking forward to the season of endurance, which is just around the corner.
Coming into this weekend, Jamie, did you approach the weekend as this being sort of a first litmus test for the finals, with 2 of the 3 circuits being street circuits in the finals?
If I'm honest, we were probably a little bit compromised. We had Will and Andrew over in the US make a name for himself in NASCAR world. So yeah, it was a little bit compromised, but I'm happy to have those compromises. You know, if it means greater opportunity for our drivers, engineers, mechanics, and whatnot. So yeah, we prepared as well as we possibly could. Come here, as I said, Friday wasn't our finest day, but thankfully we had a great weekend. But looking forward to debriefing after this one and see where we went wrong on Friday. Make sure it doesn't happen again.
And next round in Queensland Raceway, extra car for Zach Bates making his solo debut, and a test day the weekend before. Yeah. Is that an opportunity for potentially a bit of data collecting for Will and Broc as well, or is that going to be full focus on Zach?
I think it's full focus on Zach. Yeah, there's not much we're going to be able to get from the wild card to help the to help the car 1 or car 88. So great opportunity for the wild card. Great opportunity for Zach. He's a serious talent, as these guys know. Ran him in Super 2 last year, so I'm looking forward to see how he goes. And I think it's fantastic to give a young kid a full sprint round before the endurance races to showcase his skills.
Bruce, obviously Woody's back in the top 10, as you said, after today. You must be really thrilled that that goal of getting both cars in the finals, it's back on track.
Absolutely, and what Chaz was saying about having 2 cars competing hard is so important for us. Woody is such a big personality off the track as well, and adds a lot to the team culture, and he's goes 1 for 1 with Mozzie to bring our spirits up. But seriously, as a 21-year-old, he is a hardcore racer, and when he talks about what he's doing on the track, when he debriefs, he is full serious mode and seriously impressive. So it's no surprise that he is going as well as he is, and the sky's the limit. The young bloke has got serious potential.
And I'll open this one up to Chaz as well, but obviously yesterday he went from 24th to 8th, passing 16 cars. Obviously he's come along such a long way, and 12 months ago he might have potentially got involved in an incident whilst charging his way through the field. So just talk to us about the development of Woody, and especially that drive yesterday, and how mature he was in getting his way through the field.
Yeah, I think the rise of Woody is like so quick. Like when you talk to him about his development categories he's come through, he's either been in it like 1 or a little bit years each step that he's taken. So for him to come in last year and he, like he said, behind the scenes, the step up of competition is something he probably underestimated a little bit, seeing 24 super competitive drivers at the top of their craft, and you miss a little bit in qualifying, and you're 12 position or 14 positions away from where you potentially could have been is probably something caught him out a little bit last year. But I think, 12 months under your belt, I remember what it was like when I first come in, and you ruffle a few feathers here and there and you get into people you don't have much respect, but it all starts to calm down after a little bit of time. So 12 months in, he knows qualifying up the pointy end makes racing a lot easier, and when you're in the thick of it, doesn't matter any one of us, I feel like you have a lot harder racing for your days back in 18th and 20th than when you do starting in the first couple of rows. So we've had to earn a fair bit this year, but like you said, 9 times out of 10, he's driven a lot smarter this year. You can just see that, picking his battles right.
Chaz, you've embraced the cowboy culture this weekend. Your thoughts on the belt buckle trophies?
Yeah, I love it. I think it's so important that Supercars gets behind of the region and what they're in for. I always say when we go to Gold Coast to see surfboards, up here belt buckles, and obviously hand in hand with the PBR here, and always cross-referencing with another event and boosting the showcase to different fans that necessarily might not be into motorsport, but they might be just into bull riding, and getting the opportunity to come and see what we do as well is really cool. And we've done a bit with AFL and NRL, but I think the more we can do that, and it's only good for our sport. So, but yeah, it's pretty cool. I think standing up there with a really one-of-a-kind belt buckle, it's pretty unique and cool.
And Broc, what do the celebrations look like in Townsville tonight?
Yeah, I've actually never stayed a Sunday night in Townsville. It's going to be a huge night for me. I just found out I get a free night of accommodation though, because I've got a PR commitment in the morning, so now I get a free night's accommodation, which is a win. But yeah, I'm going to Early Beach for a few days, so looking forward to having a couple of days off with a couple of my crew, and yeah, I suppose we're over the halfway point now of the season, so looking forward to having a bit of a break for a week or so before we knuckle down for the back half of the year. But yeah, as these boys know, I'll be getting lit tonight. No beers at all.
And Will, one for you, QR next. You're expecting a big turnout from Toowoomba's finest?
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people will come down from Toowoomba. It's obviously really close, and a lot of friends and family will come out. It's cool to be heading back to Ipswich. I remember watching it before I got into main game and heading down there, and I can't remember. It might have been 2018 or 19, and how big it was there. You know, it's a great track to watch from. So I think this year, heading back there for the first time after a while, I think we'll get a great amount of fans out there, and yeah, looking forward to it.
Oh, thank you all, gents. Safe travels home. Broc, don't go too hard, and we'll see you in Ipswich.